Secretly recorded from deep inside the bowels of a decommissioned missile silo, we bring you the man, one single man who wants to bring light to the darkness and dark to the lightness. Although he's not always right, he is always certain. So now, with security protocols in place, the protesters have been forced back behind the barricades and the blast doors are now sealed. Without further delay, let me introduce you to the host of HuttCast, Mr. Tim Huttner.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms. You can now take your post.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are solely those of the individual and participants. These views and opinions expressed do not represent those of the host or the show. The opinions in this broadcast are not to replace your legal, medical, or spiritual professionals. Welcome to HuttCast 3/12/2023. Glorious Sunday. Today we're going to have a little chat about GPT Chat AI Open. Someone asked me to look into it. I have been doing my research, and I'll tell you what I found. So, for HuttCast, stand by. I'll be right back. The current healthcare system is not meeting the needs of real people. People are demanding better care, better options, and want results. So Generative Care has launched and is advocating for those in the U.S. and internationally, as people are realizing the controlled system has not been there for them. If you want your own independent advocate that is not controlled by big corporations, call or text and enroll today to get your advocate for your needs, serving all ages. For any healthcare need you might have, you matter. Here's how you get started. www.garethcare.com GRAITHCARE.com. Call Generative Care Direct 1-469-864-7149. Call or text a question to Healthcare Sucks and get an advocate with Generative Care 1-469-864-7149. Mention HuttCast and you'll get a 10% discount on your advocacy bundle. And the staff at Generative Care will take care of you. Remember to mention HuttCast, get that extra 10% off your first bundle of time. And this is all brought to you from Generative Care. Welcome to HuttCast. All right, today this Sunday 3/12/2023. I told you to talk about Chat AI Open. And I want to start out with a little bit of blah for my local listeners. Had the morning about plowing again. We're plowing. Last night we got another 3 to 4 inches. I've been doing nothing but plowing. All right, that being said, I vented. As promised, I would dig into this Chat GPT AI. And here's what I found. Microsoft, all the big tech companies, everybody's going to the race to the bottom on this. It ain't a race to the top because, first of all, it's all about information that isn't even logical. Not what I've seen. So for you people that don't understand what Chat AI is, GPT, it is how do I put it? It's a Siri. It's a conversation you have with your phone. It's a Bixby. It's a whatever you have that you can ask questions to, so you don't have to look stuff up or just get it back to you in an audio file. It's supposed to have AI. Now, AI, artificial intelligence, is a whole different land of things. The AIs themselves, artificial intelligence, are supposed to be an algorithm which expands, learns, and grabs data from the world, all over the world, all at one time, and tells the people what they've just done with it. Now, Chat AI, Microsoft sent it out to the world for free. First off, for free, until you get so hooked on it that you can't do your own research or your own thinking. And then they send it to people and say, okay, tell us what you think. Well, it's not a free thing for you guys. You have to understand this. They ain't doing nothing free. They're collecting your information, and they're taking this and they're going to use it back to you and sell it back to you. Kind of like they do in the car world where they say, hey, we have a service that we book up to, and it says, what's the most common failure? Technicians drop all kinds of information. And we found this and this and this. And it makes the technician lazy. It's makes them real lazy. Instead of actually doing the testing and checking out the car, they go, well, what does this program I say do it? And they say 99% of the failures are this. You throw a part at it, didn't work. Now you actually got to go back and do the work. So for guys who do that, this is like a chat AI, but for the intellectual world. I'm working on a bunch of projects at our shop, and I wanted to try and see what chat would do if I actually went out and said, okay, 1938 UDLX tractor, Minneapolis Moline. It's the holy grail of tractors. It's called a comfort tractor. Me putting all that information into Chat AI to try and get them to come back with some kind of a reasonable what this is, contrary to what I know for history of what the tractor is. Again, what are the histories and what am I doing with other people on it? What kind of information are they giving back? Is their information good? I don't know. It's kind of like an analog Chat GPT on the phone. When you calling these guys and you're saying, hey, well, what do they do here? What was the purpose behind this, etc.? So I enter into this computer, 1938 UDLX. What is the story behind it? I mean, you can add complete sentences. You don't even have to spell it right. I mean, just throw stuff at it. It automatically assumes a certain thing. And it came back with this way differently wrong analogy of what this was. Now, the UDLX was built in 1 year, 1938. Not before, not after, not even close. There were, I heard 400 from my analog GPT guys, and Chat GPT says there was 140. Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to get on the old interweb and find out from Minneapolis Moline themselves what Chat did. Did the chat was accurate? Was it not? And 400 is the accurate number, according to historians in the GPT, analog GPT world. I take and run this. It said from 38 to 41. Well, we know what they did in 41 because there was no metal and steel for pre-war stuff. Chat GPT fail. It didn't even get it, not even remotely right. So then I started doing a little more analytical with Chat GPT. How about from here on, we just call it AI? And we don't have to go with the chat part. So AI, I throw a bunch more analytical stuff at it. I go, AI, if we were to solve the most unsolvable questions in the mathematical world, could you do that? So I looked up some pretty unsolvable equations. Nobody solved them yet. And all of a sudden, this thing has a cop-out. We are not programmed to receive and transmit data on these topics. Well, if I was going to be a chat AI guy and I wanted it to solve stuff, what makes it think that it can give me bullcrap information on the 38 UDLX and it all of a sudden decides to grow a brain and says, well, I'm not going to give you any information on the physics problem, the math problem. So then I went a step further. I says, okay, AI, what is the exact diameter of the Earth? Well, we know what the exact diameter is because we've already measured it and studied it, and NASA has all this information out there. And it comes back with approximately speaking. I don't know about you, but if I want a computer to do approximate and guessing, I guess I would just make my own numbers up. But this did this. Another fail for Chat AI. All right, then we moved on to people. I wanted to cover the people section. I asked who I was. And it says, I can't give out personal information. Well, if I'm signed in under my account, my name, asking about myself, and it can't give you my information about myself, it means I don't have it. Okay. Even Siri has what I do. Which is like even Siri. I mean, it's like an iPhone thing. Not an iPhone guy. I'm more of an Android guy. So we have a Bixby. I asked Bixby, who am I? By name. And it came back with all kinds of stuff that's published on me and out in the world, and just standard issue stuff. Same with Siri. It came out with that information. But why couldn't Chat AI do it? I don't know. And we're the beta people for this. These guys send this out in the world and say, here, it's free for now. And then they're going to hit you with it until you become dependent on what? Crap information? Here's my worry with Chat AI. It's a complete worry because people aren't paying attention to where this is going. We have a Siri. We have a Bixby. We have all these things now, which is in all definitions is a Chat AI. As we ask it a question, it comes back with its algorithm. And this is supposed to be next level stuff, the AI stuff, the GPT stuff. Everybody's worried about it. I get it. Now, let's talk election time with the Chat AI. Everybody gets on their phone and says, well, let's ask it a question about what we're going to do, how we're going to do, who is the candidate, what does the candidate think of this? Now, if this can't tell me a story about me, what do you think is going to tell you a story about your Democrats or your Republicans or your independents or your whoever else is in the race that you have a dog in that fight? What do you think it's going to tell you? And what about the opposition? AI, tell me about Joe Biden. Who's going to program that? Can you trust it? Now it's just an opinion. You're either on Fox or you're either on support Democrats or whatever that is you're on, and you want to listen to your own team, rah-rah cheer yourself, and you're not getting the contrast of the offset. What do people think of a widget A in the Democrats? What do you think of a widget B in the Republicans or independents? So these particular informations that you're going to be getting back, if they release this, which I believe they will, I think this is a pre-stage to the next election. 2024 election is going to be hold on now. We're going to drop this right before the 24 election. And we all know that Biden can't make a coherent sentence or a thought. And it's not his fault. It's just his age. But they keep putting this guy, this puppet back in this stage. And we keep voting for this shit. I don't. You might. And if you vote for that and that's what you believe, go ahead. Vote for it. That's your right. It's your right to vote for the people you think are doing the best job or can do the best job. But is it your right to have Chat AI decide for you? That's where I was going with this. This AI program, which we all have in our phone, in our pocket right now, is sitting there saying, listening. It's not just saying, it's listening to everything you say. This is not a conspiracy thing. So pump the brakes there. It's an actual fact. If you haven't noticed, they've been listening, or it's been listening, or AI's been listening, or Siri, Bixby, whoever you have. Talk about something, and the next time open up your browser and look at the flags on the side, the banners. We were talking, the wife were talking about vacation trips the other day. Both phones out there. And lo and behold, the next day, hey, you want to go to Aruba? Hey, 39% off, blah, 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 all this stuff. Now, do we have a Chat AI that is eavesdropping on us? You know they're doing it. You know your phone's doing it. But your phone don't give you an opinion. You don't Bixby an opinion where AI does. And mindless people are going to run with this. They're going to say, well, how is Joe Biden, i.e., president for 2024? Is he stable? Bixby's going to say, Joe Biden is blah, blah, blah. And you're going to, okay, yeah. But what's AI going to do? AI is going to start endorsing it. Of course, again, that's my opinion. What else can it do? The new AIs don't have anything on the ones we carry in our pocket because they're everywhere. Every place there's a microphone. I got one on my desk right next to me. And I don't know what it's going to remember, but it's going to remember something. And then here I am going to be watching it all week on my browser pop-ups. Right. And I know what you're saying, why you're letting browser pop-ups on your browser. because it's a security risk. Every time there's a pop-up, that browser becomes primary to the information that can be snuck through into your computer. So for God's sakes, put blockups on your stuff or run a VPN. I'm not a VPN kind of guy. I do have some, only for for these guys in Africa that try to keep getting through it. As for the show, I do. But for the regular world, no. What else? Okay, back on track here. So this AI, it's going to give you an opinion. The mindless are going to follow it. The mindless are going to vote for it because of what it says. Now, my account was free. I did throw some stuff at it. I threw a lot of stuff at it. I was trying to find the holes in it. And the only thing I can possibly think of right now that it's any good for is entertainment. We've all had entertainment programs before, and we just kept running them and we've never uninstalled them. And then they grow bigger and bigger, and to the point where, okay, now we're going to charge you for this. Try a Chat GPT AI. AI is the company. Artificial intelligence is the homonym for it. And just play with it. It's not like you're not doing it already if you have an iPhone or a Bixby. Ask it questions you know in your field. Now don't forget, when you ask these questions, it's gonna store them to create a pseudo accuracy. Pseudo accuracies, and let's cover that in the next section here. We are like 15 minutes into this segment. I do want to cover the accuracy part in how we're going to call a new reality. I'll hit you right back. Stand by.
In today's busy world, staying healthy and alert have become essential for those of us who want to get the most out of ourselves. So before you reach for that energy drink, ask yourself, are you really giving your body the best? If you want the energy without the jitters that commonly come from today's most popular energy drinks, then reach for something better. Reach for Super Fuel. Super Fuel is made by Casmo Incorporated. Super Fuel is a healthy boost. Super Fuel is made with vitamins B6, B12, and taurine, that is a amino acid that aids in weight loss and protects heart tissue. Beetroot powder and other healthy ingredients that will give you a quick, healthy boost. Make Super Fuel a great tasting, low-calorie addition to your daily regimen. Super Fuel by Casmo Incorporated. It can be ordered by visiting our website at www.superfuel.me or calling 833-383-5912. That's right, Super Fuel by Casmo Incorporated at www.superfuel.me or calling 833-383-5912. Super Fuel.
Welcome back, HuttCast. We left off in the previous segment about accuracy. In an AI chat accuracy, what I've learned is after they have collected the information and you mark it as wrong, substitute it for your own, and then they use that algorithm to create another one if you ask again. Does it sound familiar to you? Does it sound like a verbal Wikipedia? It should. This should be ringing bells for you guys. And if enough people ask the wrong question the right way, imagine what that's going to do to this whole AI experience. I believe there's a place for this AI. I'm not opposed to it. I'm a techie kind of guy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Some might dispute that, but I'm really not. Kind of like things to make common sense. And if it makes sense, let's use it. But let's use it for the betterment of us. Mankind. The human race. The only race there is human. Yeah. You've heard me say that story before. All right, the accuracy. So you got a company putting this out there. They take this information, they use it, they regurgitate it in their algorithm, they send it back to you, or they spew it to you, and if you don't input from it when you do your thumbs up or thumbs down, I mean, it's a very simple platform. it assumes it's correct. And if the people ask that question long enough that way, enough people ask it, it's going to be the alternate truth. How many guys have you sat and listened to these news and you hear some of these Dems jump up and say, well, what does they call it? The alternate truth? I don't even know what that means. The alternate truth. The what? How do you have an alternate truth? Maybe it's their truth. It's not my truth. But to have an auxiliary, a secondary, they don't want to call it a lie, but they want to call it an alternate truth. Look at this guy in Fox trying to beat the snot out of him on a regular day. Every day he's getting his snot beat out of him. They call him a liar, and then he's calling someone else a liar, and he outright lied on, I don't know, Schumer and all those guys. Kind of a national politics thing. However, they're calling each other liars now, and it's, we're all up to 4th grade instead of 5th grade. We've been held back a year. And these guys are constantly fighting each other. Okay, it gives them something to do. It's for ratings. You're not going to get a Dem to listen to a Republican channel and vice versa. But the key here for these people to listen to the alternate truth is to have a conversation about it. Take that time. Talk to somebody. If they're dead set against it, ask them why. And if they don't ask you why you're dead set against it in the same conversation, you will never put nothing in their head that'll make sense. They will stomp their feet. They will jump around. They will call you a racist. Again, human racist. Human. They'll do whatever they can to shame, shunt, or shut you up. The 3 S's. Shame them, shunt them, or shut them up. Because Republicans, the conservatives, don't engage that. I don't want to be called a racist. I don't care if you're called a racist. Call me whatever you want. Your opinion of me is not my business. And, they'll find out it's not their business either, once you've given them no power in what they say about you. So where I'm going with this alternate truth thing is, what do you think is going to happen to AI when this happens? How's that going to be a group or a mob? Or what if, think about this, what if we have Judge AI in our court system? Someone's going to say, hey, we can have millions of cases put into one judge. It'll be the smartest judge ever until it's programmed. Judge AI. Your Honor, I didn't mean to shoot her. It was a accident. Judge AI comes back with accident. Could happen. Maybe so. Kind of like what's going on here in Minneapolis when they're starting to dig this. In the news the other day, this young punk piece of crap kid who carjacked somebody, shot him, killed her for her car. And our Attorney General, our AG, is going to stay the case. I mean, they're just going to, let it go until what? He turns 18, does it again? What? Because he's a minor. So they're gonna give this guy 2 years. This kid, this punk, 2 years probation. At what point in life would Judge AI say, well, let's give this snot-nose 2 years probation? I guess we don't need an AI. We already got idiots doing it. Save our money. Let's not develop AI. Let's just watch what the idiots do and learn what not to do. Do what they don't do. An AI judge. Because the masses who vote for a living would sit back and say, yeah, we should have an AI judge. Fair and impartial. See, that's where it's going. That's where your AI dollars are going to go once you start pushing that button. Because what else is it good for? People don't talk anymore. They sit on their phones and they TikTok, they Hatebook, I'm guilty. I spent a lot of time on Hatebook, but I run 9 sites. I'm constantly adminning 9 sites. And when I see someone getting out of hand, I don't even give them a warning. I just tell them, look, do it again, you're done. That's kind of a warning. And then they want to smart ass off to me. And then I don't even talk to them. I just delete them. Rejection builds character. They've been rejected. They've been denied. I wonder what AI is going to do for denial. Can AI deny you in a kinder, gentler world? What would AI do for Vladimir Putin? What do you think the AI would say why you decided to crush Ukraine or try to crush them? In fact, getting your Ukrainians are kicking your ass. And what would the AI say to a sitting president from another sitting president who needs weapons and equipment for that AI? Are they going to program AI just like in iRobot where it cannot hurt a human? Well, no, but you can give stuff to other humans that will hurt humans, but we can't hurt the human. Yeah, iRobot, kind of AI-ish. Watch the movie Will Smith. Excellent movie. I don't think Will's up there slapping anybody in the face, i.e. Chris Rock. And if you do watch the Chris Rock special, he fires back. Oh, dudes. Awesome. And, you're watching Chris out of the corner of his eyes looking around just in case Will Smith comes off stage. I had to laugh at that. Go, Chris, go. Kick his ass. But anyway, back to AI. It was a pretty interesting situation. Watch the show. See what they say. And in the end, I think some of the AI did lose its programming and it did hurt a human. What else show was that? Terminator, original ones. Remember the from the past and the future type of deal? Sarah Connor's kid hasn't even born yet, so they kill Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor, I let her go. Yeah, that was a good one. Another AI reference. What do they call it? Netware? Yeah, you have to watch the movie, but it's the network that actually is an AI. And of course, they beat that drum to death 19 episodes later of Sarah Connor crap. But it's still a good show. It's humor. But it's not Intel, it's humor. How many times have we seen movies come to real life in real life, and we're going, yeah, Star Trek fan, handheld hazers, handheld equipment, your hands on your phones, your communicator, all that stuff's coming from sci-fi. Because somebody's got to think it up. What if we stop the humans from thinking it up and let the AIs think it up? Will we really have a self-aware network? Still not afraid. When they start building robots to kick our ass with these robots, then we got a whole different issue. You're going to certainly want your Second Amendment people who don't like Second Amendments or who think we should ban guns. You're going to want your guns then. And then we'll see what you say. We ain't shooting humans no more. We're shooting machines. I don't know where I got off on this tangent, but kind of a thing in your head. If you start thinking about it, it gets cyclic. It gets round and round. AI is nothing to worry about. That's my opinion. They have a long way to go. They couldn't make enough supercomputers. They couldn't put the new Intel Xeon 84-core times 1,000 chips together to make an algorithm work. At least work effectively. That's the new chip, by the way. Intel released it. 84 cores. I want one of those. I wonder what the house payment would be on that. Oof. Yeah, kind of an Intel fan myself. Not a Ryzen fan. Don't like AMD. But Intel with the Xeon 84-core stuff is some nice stuff. Matter of fact, I might put HuttCast on an 84-core if I can afford the payment on the chip. I wonder if I can make AI work that and make my own episodes. Hey, I could sit back and tell what I'm thinking, and it'll make an episode on it. Somehow I don't think it's going to be a thing. So if you're all worried about AI out in the world, I would put your mind to rest because it really don't make any sense. Not yet. It's cool. It's a trinket. It's a toy. It's a tech toy. It might work for certain things, but it's not accurate on anything. What else? 60 Minutes. If you watch 60 Minutes last Sunday night, they had an AI project. Those guys were spot on. I watched it. It was awesome. Awesome show. And they were actually saying exactly what I'm telling you. But for ratings, I can't let them do it. I got to do it myself. But if you do get a chance, watch a 60 Minutes episode on that. and it's a short segment. They said they'll say a lot of things, and they say a lot more of it wrong. But that's just temporary. Again, who's programming these? Whose algorithms? There's always a bias in an algorithm. There's always an and, or, but, for. Imagine doing that during an election. Not like Trump's ever going to get back in. I don't think he will. Not a fan, but not a hater. Joe, kind of hating on that. Obama, yeah, for what he did, he did what he did. I don't think he created as much damage for our economy as old Sleepy Joe is. But imagine if we had a president under AI. Think of those implications. Just think about it. And if they can't do no harm, now let's say Russia has an AI president. We have an AI president. I think there's going to be a whole lot of amendments out the window because it was born on sovereign nation. Intel's a U.S. company. It was born here. How do you even begin to quantify any of that thinking? I don't know. What do you think? Reach out. Hit us on the Hatebook site. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. If it's out there, we're on it. Hit my voicemail, email, whatever you got. And I've been getting a lot of stuff from a lot across the world. It's been crazy. I can't answer some of you because I can't translate back. So whatever translator you're getting, it must be working because you're firing off constant information. I'm watching the Ukrainians, some actual friends of Facebook, my HuttCast, and they're sending me pictures. Unbelievable devastation. Do we have an AI for devastation? I don't know. Do you go to war for an AI? That's a really tough question. Your AI president says you can't do this and another country's not going to do it, so all of a sudden you're going to put humans to war if an AI was to ever be in a position of power? Again, how do you even quantify that in life? Technology being the authority, humans not. Humans have emotions. AI don't. They're going to look at it logically. And they're going to play a numbers game. Because that's what computers do. They're numbers. Kind of like the Sarah Connor thing and that whole deal. It's all about a number. Oh, well. Okay, I think I beat this AI thing to death long enough. Again, you guys out in UK, be safe. I know you're getting some power. They're setting their provisions. They haven't sent me any place where I could sell or give you guys information out in the world to help UKs if you're on that boat. Eventually someone will come through with a spot where I can transmit it to the rest of the world and say, these guys, this point, this thing. But translate in English for me because I won't see it. So be safe. Again, the hackers that are trying to get through my VPN for the show is now done. They're done. They're stopped. Thanks for stopping. Move on. Find something else to do. I'm not it. Yeah, almost got me scared, but I wasn't. Come on, guys. Go find something to do. Other than that, we'll catch you next time. Maybe we'll have some information on something other than an AI, but I thought this is such a big topic. If 60 Minutes is doing it, I should probably do an episode. We'll catch you next time. So, HuttCast, be well. 3/12/2023. And we're sitting up here plowing in Minnesota. Wherever you're at, I hope you're having a much more non-snowy event day. Catch you next time.
And that's a wrap for HuttCast. HuttCast is, again, a pragmatic approach to seeing things how some people see them. If you like our show, give us a thumbs up on the Facebook site. Again, for HuttCast, thank you again. Have a wonderful evening.